give your name.
Larry Savage.
Let me say this first, Trina, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Larry, you made an application, they gave you qualifications, and you were selected eventually to be on the redevelopment commission. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, and there have been some talk, allegations. I can't call them out by name because
I'm in a lawsuit, so
right.
I will be in a lawsuit.
This is what I'm worried.
Yeah.
To protect you and
Yes,
to
sir.
protect this council, there have been things that's done illegal. Let me remind this council to vote, to have meetings, and where you get to vote upon council activities, council business,
Yes.
without informing the newspaper and the public is a violation of the open door.
Yes, sir.
And this council could be sued if we rush to judgment and take you out of your position.
Absolutely.
Now you previously submitted a resignation, but you thought about that. But you are due a legal process. You're supposed to go to court and be found guilty.
That's right.
And not pressure. I'm not saying there is, but if there is pressure from any member on this council, this administration, to remove you from your job under pressure, that's a violation of the open door policy.
Yes, Your Honor. Or I'm getting used to saying Your Honor. Sorry. But yeah, Ollie. And honestly, I never thought Ollie and I would ever agree on too many things, but this is one of them we agree on. Yeah. So I'm not gonna call out anybody on the city council because I cherish their friendship and their honesty with me. And I'm not gonna say it's male or female, but 3 of you have reached out, you know who you are, and told me pretty much that they've already agreed to either suspend me or replace me on the redevelopment commission. And you do that, and I will sue you. And I already know that it's happened, and it's happening. I can actually take action right now for them to sue.
And for the council to meet and do business, council business, without informing the public
Yes.
is a direct violation of an open door policy.
It is. There's an Indiana code written on it. Even if I'm appointed, you have to have a public hearing, and you have to give 48 hours notice of that.
Absolutely.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Is that in writing anywhere? Or is that
It is.
just
It's in the
somebody
code.
called?
Would you like me to recite it to you?
I haven't seen it. That's why.
Yeah, I can read it to you real quick. Sure.
Real quick on the open door policy,
Mhm.
this is something that comes in all the time. It's a 72-hour notice. We got to post on the paper. And that is if there's 4 meals on the door. That's how that's written.
Yeah. So it's code
You
5.
gotta have you got to
Yeah.
have 5 conduct business. Right now,
I'm just talking about the open door policy.
Yeah.
I know it very well. I've been here a long time.
Yeah, I know it too, unfortunately. 5-14-1.5-1. Requires the public agencies to hold official meetings in a public space. The citizens have the right to attend and report them. The law also requires public agencies to do so. And it also states about appointed officials also. You have to give the same amount of time for that also. I haven't been given that time.
I'm just asking you.
Sure, actually, no problem. Jeff.
Three counselors.
Yeah.
That you said. Do you have that in writing?
I do. I have it in text messages, sir.
Pardon me?
I have it in text messages on my
You
phone.
do?
Yes.
Okay.
And I will not out them for anything until I need to.
Okay. Just asking.
And of course, when these individuals are placed on an oath,
Yes.
see, you lie on the oath is called perjury.
That's right.
And that's the one that they hear.
That's right.
I know we have not been notified of the midnight vote. It's not on the agenda to review, so I'm just.
Yeah, so I was flabbergasted too when I found out about it, and I was told by several other people that it's in the works. So I had drafted my resignation, so it didn't get that far to give to you guys tonight. But after thinking about it and not given the fair opportunity to do so, I just plan I'll fight it. And if you guys want to violate my rights and Indiana code, then go for it. We're going to pay for it. So I need a vacation every once in a while.
Hey,
Pay, absolutely. Did you have questions for me?
I think we had talked about as much as we can. But anyway, I was out there at Bingham Square today, and I want to say, Larry, I thought you and I never would get wrong.
No, I agree.
I want to see things done right. Okay?
Yeah, me too.
And now, the people there at Bingham Square, they asked me to speak up on your behalf, and I'm doing that. They said that they saw you and Rebecca Probst out there.
Yes, sir.
And they still, and have before saw Joe Newman. But outside of that,
I've been out there all just so you know.
boy, I hear what you're saying, but I'm telling you what I heard today. The rest of this council has been absent, but they're quick to
That is not true.
to judge
That is not true, Ollie.
the fourth ward here. They're on their text machines telling who can speak on issues and everything. We're gonna check and see if all of this 9 members of the council setting up a communication system outside of the being heard and seen from the public. I don't know if that's legal. You understand what I'm
Right.
from?
Yeah, I believe it's illegal.
Okay.
Yeah, so I went out there today. Yeah, of course, trash was piled up again. Power's being cut off. Sewer, the whole water's being cut off. There's still people living there with kids. I got into wanting to be on the redevelopment commission, and even rep city council on the fact of Bingham Square. I truly care about the people. It's the only reason why I got into this. Things have taken me to other places. I've always done this to do the right thing, but what's happening out there is not the right thing. What's going on out there, I've sat in some of the redevelopment commission meetings, and I think that some of these people actually think this is comical that this is happening out there. It's unfortunate. And I look at your elected officials and hold them accountable in the next election, because this could easily happen to you. If this was on the north side of town or even on the east side of town and that complex was, I don't think that the same things would be happening out there like they're happening on the west side. I honestly do believe that's because there are poor folks out there, minority folks, white folks out there too. I don't care what color you are. I'm out there fighting for you because I used to be a poor kid in that same neighborhood. I grew up over there in the Fernwood area.
And part of those that was complaining are white. They got a white flag.
Yeah, absolutely.
And wow, this members of this council, some of them are so bent on taking away already from the disenfranchised, the poor, black and disenfranchised community. It's just ridiculous that this is being done. And we're hired here to those poor people out there, those that have paid taxes, they taxpayers too, and they deserve to be represented.
Absolutely, and I think that's what all of our, I think every one of us have a moral compass. Every one of us want to do the right thing at some point. What's happening out there is not the right thing. It was happening. Look, this should fall at the redevelopment commission's feet, because they're the ones that gave the money without due diligence, there should have been a process. This should never got to this point. And I want to know where the money's at. I've asked and asked and asked, where's the money at? Well, who's got it? What's going on? When are we going to get it back? And nobody really knows. All the answer I get as the commissioner on that board is that it's in litigation. It's in litigation. Okay, what's in litigation? But who's got the money?
And Greg, you and Rachel, you guys on the homeless commission?
Yes.
Have you ever checked into out there? Those
Conversation I had
do they fit into that category that y'all supposed to be protecting or not? I haven't heard anything from the homeless division from you last night.
I spoke with the building commissioner last week, spoke with a person that called me about that situation last week. It's my understanding that the safety board has declared not condemned, but inhabitable those units and had ordered everybody to get out. They've done that twice.
That's correct.
So the safety board is.
You want to speak to it, Paul?
But when you're homeless, what have you, on the commission, what have you done to ensure they got somewhere to go? I'll go ahead and speak.
Yeah, that is correct. The property has been condemned. Those folks were given notices to vacate months ago.
Where are they gonna go?
They were also offered assistance. The ones that wanted to leave, they're not paying rent or paying anything while living there, while those utilities continue to rack up and cost the taxpayers of this community. That's the reality of it. I'm not handling that lawsuit. That's Michael Austin. I was involved in the lawsuit against the other company, PR Madison, that we went to trial on last week. Haven't got a ruling from the court on that yet. So the city's taken action, the state has taken action, the attorney general has taken action, the safety board has taken action, the building commissioner has taken action. All those folks that were still out there were offered assistance in order to try and find somewhere else to go. Those are the folks that just refuse to leave because they have been given notices to vacate on several occasions.
Well,
Since he's not working the case, I mean, yeah. Well, he's not working the case anyway, so it doesn't matter what he says. I mean, it doesn't matter. Well, you know what, man? It does matter what you say, but these people, some of them have bad credit. They cannot get into a place. I don't care how much money you give them. If they got paid triple, 4 times the deposit, they still, that's the problem. Okay, Paul? That's the problem. You lack compassion, first of all. And I see you eye me down every time I pass you down
Larry,
today.
speak to us.
But it's all good. Just do it. But anyway, it's like this. Put yourself. I was one of those kids that had holes in his shoes and had to share clothes with their parents, with their brothers. Okay, I was that kid. I grew up in that neighborhood. If you got bad credit and you have things that happen in life and you can't move, you just can't move. It don't matter how much money they throw at you. We buy 50 meals a week for homeless people in this community. You know, so, you know, I think I have some say in what we should do. And I came to this council a long time ago, 2.5, 3 years ago, and called that man out there because I thought he wasn't fighting for his community. Bull crap, he is fighting for his community. We're all fighting for it. We're just all barely hanging on by a thread in this community, in this city. Barely.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Newman.
got two questions here.
Yes, sir.
How many people are residing out there now?
I think there's 4 or 5.
It's 10.
Is there 10 out there now?
10 families.
Yeah. I see 4 or 5 out there today.
Now, that hypothetical situation, I've seen pictures on Facebook and stuff. I cannot, that trash that comes in and goes around the dumpsters. Are those brought in from the street or?
It is. It's brought in from people who live around there. I mean, it's not the people that are living there cannot generate that much trash to put in there. So I just implore you guys, you know, go in there and see what these people live like. I've been in there fixing furnaces at my cost. I had my maintenance guys working in there, fixing furnaces, trying to give these people heat. And now here we have a chance to make a difference and to do the right thing, and we're just going to kick them out and turn their utilities off. We got to find a place to put these folks, and we just can't kick them back out on the streets. They have kids. Just ask them. I mean, if you really truly care about the homeless, let's prevent homelessness before they become homeless. Prevent it. Take preventative actions against it. So we can sit here and BS each other all we want, but those are human beings out there just like everybody in here, and we need to give them an opportunity to move. Now, if they go out there and we give them an opportunity, they move and they get evicted from the next place they go, that's on them. But we got to take care of the Bingham Square thing. It's not their fault that the place is falling down, and the situation that they're in is not their fault.
And to say that they've been given opportunity, and that none of them here to defend
Right.
themselves.
Exactly.
Mr. President, I do have to say here, number one, our housing authority did make arrangements for many of those folks to get in housing authority properties as this situation got worse. So it's not like you guys turned your back on them there.
But at the next council meeting, that's home, I'll be you don't have to see it. You talk all the time, but you don't do anything, okay? But
Yeah, it's time to do something. It really is. Great, but no, I'm not throwing you shade. I'm not throwing shade at you. I'm just saying it's time to do this. We've been trying to do this for 3 years.
It is time, those folks have to live by the law too.
Yeah, absolutely. But they have to be given an opportunity.
They don't want, some don't want to move because they're not paying any rent.
Right, and
No, that's a fact.
that's not a fact.
You get things going for you. What I'm called work, and I'm.
It's called work, hard work. You don't. Those people out there don't work.
That people are poor just because they
See,
don't want some.
Ollie, I'm not gonna
That's a
listen to that.
stereotypical. That's a stereotypical. Mr. Graham, that's horrible.
What?
What you just said is horrible.
It is not horrible.
Yeah.
It is a fact.
Yeah, some of them may not be able to work. Maybe they have disabilities and things like that. You don't know. You just assume. Assumption. You know, that's what everybody works on. Assumption around here. Instead of going out here and see it for yourself. Yes, sir.
Here's what we do this alcohol.
No, but I'd be glad
Now,
to.
he has the floor, he has a right to speak. You can clap that hammer all you want, but he's got a right to speak.
Ollie, I just said if they're gonna argue between the two of them, they can do it outside in the hallway. That's all I
I
said.
don't try
Don't
to
even
shut
do
it
it.
down.
No,
Don't
you're
shut
good.
it down. I know the rules. I can rebut
I
everything.
know the
I'm a
rules, too.
councilman, and remember, I can speak as long as I want to on every issue, and I can rebut every issue.
It's just a hard thing, man, because you're watching. You have people out there begging for help, and it is what it is. I mean, I'm here to fight, not with you, but the fight to make a change and make a difference. And that's something we're failing to do out there, is to do the right thing, and we got to do the right thing at some point.
So my phone rings all day and night here. I live out
I know.
there, you know, and sure, it wears me down, but I hate to hear people, council members, paid by the public, paid by the taxpayers' dollars, including those people out there, the forgotten people, to sit up and lie on those people and say that, hey, they're there because they want to be there. That's a lie.
Well, they got to save money so they can drive their Yukons and pay their gas off.
Mr. President. Yes. Larry,
Yes, sir.
you write me down how to fix it. Write it down on a piece of paper,
Okay.
bring it to me, and I'll go try to help do it.
Yes, sir. I believe.
Because
you do that.
everybody wants to complain and bitch about everything, except nobody wants to give me an answer. Give me how to fix it.
Yes, sir. I've tried to do that on the redevelopment commission, and we've tried to do that. So I will, Mr. Freeman. I respect that, and I will do that. Yes, sir. No problem.
Mr. President, could I just make a quick comment, please? I would just like to remind you guys that there are children there.
I think
The
that's-
more attention we bring to it,
Yeah.
that's a bad thing for those kids, because those parents are going to get held accountable
Yeah.
because they're not doing for those kids. So just want everybody to keep that in mind.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
Give me your name.